Hey, ladies and gentlemen, just as I got off, they announced that the jury in the Gregory Lynn trial have reached a verdict. I'm currently waiting now. It's supposed to be coming any minute now. We're supposed to hear what their verdict is. I've got two news stations going, and we should find out any second now. They just called it like 2 minutes ago, so I'm trying to find out. Yeah, be delivered soon. Okay, let me pull this up. Yeah, I'm just apparently that everyone's going bananas right now trying to get this all going. I was just about to eat something and I had to jump back in. During testimony, let's see what their updates are. I'm keeping an eye on the news stations too. We're waiting right now. It says they're waiting for the jury to come back into the court at this point in time. So I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but I have it playing in the background. As soon as I hear it, I'll tell you. It's been currently it's been currently like they did last week was a full week of, deliberations, Monday to Friday. Friday finished at 1, and then they came back yesterday. They sent that note to the judge asking a few questions again like they did the first week, and, they came back very early today. They've only been in there since 10 AM. It's only 12:47, and they already say they have a verdict. Ah, okay. Oh, sorry, someone sent me an update about a different case, but, hey, hang out and we'll be back as soon as I get an update. Apparently, there are so many people at this court right now. There's no sitting room, no standing room, and people are hanging out in the foyer. For my Americans, I'm gonna put it over to our local news and let you watch it.
Steph, I'll just cut across you there.
Evidence in his own defence.
Steph, I'll just cut across you there. We have actually just received the verdicts for Greg Lynn. Greg Lynn has been found not guilty of the murder of Russell Hill. Greg Lynn has been found guilty of the murder of Carol Clay. So just repeating those verdicts again. Greg Lynn has been found not guilty of the murder of Russell Hill. He has been found guilty of the murder of Carol Clay. Stephanie Anderson is outside right now. Steph, this is a huge moment.
Hugely significant, Eliza. And look, it fits with what the jury asked the judge yesterday, which was could they deliver different verdicts to these two charges? That obviously the confirmation that technically they could has been enough for them to reach that decision. So to confirm, he is not guilty of the murder of Russell Hill and guilty of the murder of Carol Clay. A lot of emotion in that.
Alright, I'm gonna stop it there so we don't get copyright struck. That is very interesting that, they've decided to go with that split verdict like that. I had a feeling that might be what they were hanging on yesterday, and it probably avoided them having a hung jury, to be honest. I think that's probably what avoided a lot of it, was those 2 questions to the, justice yesterday. There you go, there's that breaking news. I'm very, relieved it was a long trial. And there we go. Greg Lynn found guilty of murder of Carol Clay, but not guilty of the murder of Russell Hill. There you go. There's your verdict, and there'll be more to come, I'm sure. Only on one. Yep, only on one of the murders. That's going to be very interesting to see if they'll go to appeal for this. They may, depending on the rest of the information that comes out from the ending of this trial, they may actually try and appeal that second that guilty verdict. I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what happens. Not guilty of murdering Russell Hill. So they must have felt there just wasn't enough evidence um, to convict him of that one. But Carol Clay, 100%, they got a unanimous verdict for that one, murder of Miss Clay or Mrs. Clay. There you go. After 5 weeks, finally got a verdict. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay on. I just wanted to bring you guys the verdict. We were already on for about 2 hours earlier. Former Jetstar pilot. Yep, there we go. It's everywhere. That's interesting. People are deleting their tweets. I don't know why. Yep, there we go. Done and done under a minute ago. Yeah, after hearing the questions yesterday, that's basically what I thought was going to happen as well. That they wouldn't bring those questions up for no reason. Let me just switch over to a different thing so we don't get copyright struck. All right, let me change over to the ABC one here. There it says the jury entered the courtroom a while ago. They said earlier in the trial, the judge told the jurors, whatever your verdict you reach, whether it be guilty or not guilty of murder, all 12 of you must agree on that verdict. So they must have agreed on both of those, the not guilty and the guilty verdict, which is a pretty strong signal. Would be interesting to know their reasoning for not going with guilty on both of them or not going not guilty on both of them. It's interesting that the one they think they couldn't prove was the death of Russell Hill, but they could say that Carol Clay was murdered. So, very interesting. Yeah, only one. I like I Hate Morning says there was some suspicion that this might have been what happened. Yeah, I think if they had the manslaughter charge, they would have gone with both, possibly both, and just done manslaughter for both of them. Now the trial is done, I can start telling you the stuff I wasn't able to tell you during the trial. So later today, after I get some time to work through all this, I'll come back and then I'll read you my notes from the trial because there was a lot of bits and pieces that I picked up on that I just wasn't allowed to report on because we're not allowed to. But now there is a verdict, we can. Here we go. Yep. Greg Lynn found not guilty of murdering camper Russell Hill, and guilty of the murder of Carol Clay. So we'll have to wait for when is he going to be sentenced? Let's see. Refresh. Let's have a look. Doesn't give me a date right now of when we might see a sentencing, but they'll have probably they'll probably have some sort of court meeting over this, possibly beforehand. But the jury acquitted him of murdering Russell Hill. If he is sentenced for the murder of Carol Clay, he could still expect to spend a lengthy period behind bars, considering it is murder and it is not manslaughter. So I would be very, you know, sure that he'd be spending a fair stretch in prison. They're not going to just let him walk on a murder charge. So, let's see. Apparently, he entered court today flanked by security. Good morning, he said with a slight nod and smile to one of his lawyers. He'd taken his place. He's wearing a black suit, blue shirt, silver tie, and light blue sweater in court today. Let's see if we get an update on when we could expect a sentencing hearing. Still don't have anything for a sentencing hearing or when they'll come back. Nothing right now. Maybe by the time we come back for the late show, we will have something. Yeah, I don't have anything other than the verdict. That's it. Hey, Marilyn, how are you? For his wife and children or the children of the people that died? I mean, hold on, let me check what this is saying. Yeah, so I think this was like they're saying on the news right now, it was pretty clear yesterday what the jury was thinking in asking those questions. All right, let's see. We got a new article here. Says ex-Jetstar pilot Gregory Lynn has been found guilty of the murder of Carol Clay, but not guilty of the murder of Russell Hill. The mixed verdict was handed down in the Supreme Court of Victoria on Tuesday afternoon. The jury had been deliberating over the murder charges against Lynn since June 14th. There's a photo of him appearing in court. It just says more to follow. That's it. Everyone's in a race to try and get the media out. Yep. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys go. There's no point hanging around. The next bit of information that we'll get is when we can expect a sentencing hearing. Sometimes they go straight into it, and he may even be sentenced later today. Sometimes there's legal challenges and stuff they want to get done. I'm not sure which direction that might go in today, but if I find out, I'll let you know. There's about an hour or so left of Trisha's show, and then we'll be back here. So we'll talk more about Gregory Lynn and his now convicted of murdering Carol Clay, but not of Russell Hill. We'll talk about more of that at 2 p.m. local time down here in Victoria. And I'll see you then, okay? Peace out. Bye.